Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton at markrushton.com and markrushtongallery.com. It is Thursday, June 9th, 2022. And this video is called Live in a Swamp and Be Three-Dimensional, which was the description of yesterday's video, which was, what was it called? Criticize things you don't know about, go into a closet and suck eggs, something like that. The old Steve Martin song from, was it Let's Get Small? I'm still riffing on that. I'm not listening to it. It's just entering my head after all these years. Just chatting tonight. You know, I'm a recording artist and a fine artist. I do better as a recording artist, but I'm, just rebooting the fine art side here. This is all aglow, which is one of my synthetic paper paintings, acrylic ink on synthetic paper. And this is showing here as a print. You know, it doesn't matter what kind of print it is here, but the different types of print. 60 by 48. Oh my God, how much? Wow, that's kind of pricey, but how does that look on the wall? Oh my gosh, that looks wonderful. Let's change that wall color a little bit. Or let's maybe make it more like that. And then let's see what that looks like there. Yeah, there you get the sofa in there. Oh, that'd look pretty cool, wouldn't it? That's worth a couple grand, right? Metal print. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, listen, the art stuff, I'm going to continue to talk about art and talk about music. I'll continue to have the twice a week weekly art shows, weekly art videos here on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. And that it's just for practice at this point in time. Because I got a lot going on. Everybody's got a lot going on, but I've got a lot going on. I've been a lot going on the last 2 years here, and really the last 2 months here have been just a lot of work, here. So anyway, I'm just kicking back and chatting and showing paintings here. That's really all I want to do. Is just have the painting out there while I talk. If anybody shows up, that's cool. But a couple, 2.5 days ago, I got a little bit of a pain in my lower abdomen. Not too low, but just lower dude. And I thought, I don't know. I kind of felt like, maybe I sat in a chair wrong, or, you pull a muscle or something like that. And it was yesterday I woke up and it was just like, wow, what's going on here? What do I need to do? Right. And so I took a little Tylenol, just one, and that seemed to kind of ease it a little bit, but it was a little weird, right? A little weird. And as the day wore on, I was just kind of like, oh, well, what is it? Is it diverticulitis? Is it cancer? Is it what's the other hernia? What is it? I've pretty much convinced myself by looking at the everything and watching some videos and stuff like that, and not Googling anything, that I think it's an ulcer, which I don't think I've ever had one before. Anne had one a long time ago, and so cheers. I ran out this morning at 6:15 in the morning. I woke up early because I had the pain again, and ran over to one of the Wally Marts so that they open up 6 o'clock, and went to the one that had juicers, and bought the Black & Decker Quiet juicer, which it's compared to, I don't know what that's compared to, but it's I wouldn't call it quiet, but that's all right. I'll take it. I bought some organic cabbage and I bought some garlic, which, who knows about that? Who knows if that's true? I'll be careful with that. And then this evening got some blueberries and some strawberries, and just kind of made like a little concoction here. It is actually quite tasty. I used to juice like 30 years ago. Had one of those little, it was a Sunbeam juicer. That was loud. And it was also extremely difficult to clean. Even with a dishwasher, it was extremely difficult to clean. And anyway, it's super easy to use, super easy to juice and take the unit apart, clean it. It's pretty easy. And so, yeah, just working in that the cabbage juice apparently has a lot of great properties in it for ulcers. And if it's just showing up on the scene like an ulcer machine, it's maybe I have a chance at, if that's what it is. And is it stomach ulcer or is it small intestinal, duodenal, all that sort of, I don't know any of that stuff. It's but cabbage juice apparently is supposed to be good for it, Got a great look at this here. Look at this. Listen, we're going to stop here for a second with the talk. I'm keeping consistent with your broadcast to find out what I can learn about what artists do. My daughter draws, and I want to encourage her to start a gallery. Well, yes. I don't know how old your daughter is, but the opportunities are really good these days. And if you don't want to go the gallery route, if you don't want to try to get into galleries, if you want to start an online gallery, there are honestly, and it's like drinking from a fire hose, but art storefronts is the best thing out there. It's a little bitty tech company with a huge marketing department, and they teach you how to do. Okay, your daughter's 35. Okay, great. How does this say? I got the one-man operation here. I'm trying to figure out how all this goes here. But yeah. Listen, I'll just tell due to the we'll get back to the ulcer, and it's gonna be here for a while, but hopefully it won't be very long due to the cabbage juice, right? Try to be healthy, right? Stay away from those doctors. You never know what they're gonna try to stick you with, right? A bill, definitely. Let's just go into my gallery here, just real quick here. So, I'm an art school dropout, and I had shows, and I've done live shows over the years, and it was just a kind of a side thing, a vague hobby, and all that sort of stuff. And then I tried to get into. I got into galleries. And this was just before 2020, and then 2020 happened, and it's very difficult. It was difficult before, and then I later got some data just on the percentage of people who get into galleries and can earn a living from it is like about 2 or 3%. I should mute when I clear my throat or whatever, but that's the way it goes. But so then I was like, the gallery thing kind of ended because what's been going on the last couple of years here. And then I did a little bit of stuff with eBay, and that generated some noise, but not any sales. And kept watching. Let's just go down here real quick. Down here, art storefronts. And the art storefronts organization here. And I've been watching them for some time. Been watching Patrick Shanahan, the head of marketing at art storefronts, and you watch him, and you're just, the first time you see him, you're like, who is this guy with yellow glasses? Not wanting to be on camera and dishing it out with the experience, but the cold hard truth. And listen to all 46 of their podcasts, Nick Friend and Patrick Shanahan, the Art Business Mornings podcast. And it was like, oh, yes, Yeah, it's just all the green lights turned on in my head with regard to continuing to pursue this, continuing to make art, sell art, and then getting into the world of prints and merchandise. And so that's and then a few months ago, it's not cheap to get into art storefronts, but uh the big upfront cost, but it's really it's and it takes a long if you're starting from ground zero and everything like that, it does take a bit of time to figure everything out, and it's just constant drinking from the fire hose. But if you're talented, if you want to sell originals, if you want to sell, prints of the things that you make, if somebody like draws or makes illustrations or does little things that just people, that people like, everybody, everyone likes art and all that sort of stuff. But um, there might be a market for that sort of thing out there. And that's kind of what my long-term plan is with the Mark Rushton gallery here. So something like Red Lily here, which is a collage piece. So I've got a thermal printed photo there on synthetic paper. It's kind of been colorized a little bit with acrylic ink, possibly acrylic paint. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, but that's an interesting image there. We all love lilies. But then what is it like to, put that onto a metal print? And I never just saw metal prints for the first time just a few years ago. So they're printed onto aluminum using a process called dye sublimation and a heat press, and it's way cool. And these things are amazing, and they look like that, So I will be making some of these eventually for my house. But I make these things, and they're kind of fun. And then I got into they geared me towards getting started with merchandising, and that gave me the idea for the Tote Bag Store. During each live art sale, I'm always showing the tote bags that I made, that I take out. And then eventually, a few months down the road here, I got a lot going on here in the next few months here. But when I start doing live events again, like maybe live pop-up art events, or what do you call those? Arts and crafts shows and things like that. That sort of the more casual thing. The kind of place where you can, sell stuff for $20-$30. It's not going to be the $1,500 paintings or anything like that. You can have those in your store. They do want you to have a nice wide range of merchandise and prices and stuff like that. And it's like I said, I guess I've been with them for about 3 months here, and it's putting this together has been relatively easy. I mean, if anybody's ever kind of built like a Squarespace store before, or WordPress or something like this is actually a lot easier, and they have just a fantastic guide. I can't say enough good things about art storefronts. Yes, it is expensive to get into them, but then the yearly fees after that are pretty reasonable. And my plan is I've sold some works already, and I have a mailing list. It's kind of small and everything, but I don't expect the snowball to go down the mountain for 2 or 3 more years here. We'll pick up a momentum, because this is as I get closer to retirement, it's like, well, what do you want to do with your retirement? Do you want to just watch TV all the time? No, I don't want to do that. I want to make stuff, and I want to be a creator, not a consumer. And that's nothing wrong with consumers. But I'm on the creator side. There was an art festival in the downtown part of the city near me this past. I didn't even go. I've been to them in the past, and I kind of know it's always the same people with the this and the that, and then that's fine. I'm not going to be critical about any of that sort of stuff. A lot of other artists are, but I'm just like, that has its purpose. It's like that. The last thing I want to do is spend a weekend under a tent, with nothing happening. Or something happened. I just, I don't know. What did my wife call all of us here? It was like 4 introverts, It's like, so this is my, a bit of an introvert as far as the art and everything is concerned, but then being able to get it out there, making videos, talking about it, merchandising it, having the regular live art shows, which most artists do not do. They do not have samples, I know the screen is small, but I show the samples. I show what they're like. That was beaten into my brain there by Nick Friend and Patrick Shanahan at Art Storefronts. That's much better than a college education. What they taught me, I learned none of that in art school. It was all about technique or history or electives and all that sort of stuff. And that's fine, whatever, If you're a rich kid, I suppose that's something to do. I wasn't a rich kid. I had loans paid back forever. Dropout, art school dropout. And then I found computers. But the thing is that, if you have a career, have a job, but you do this sort of thing on the side, over a period of time, this can, it can turn into something. So, that's kind of my thoughts on that there. And so I'm absolutely thrilled with Art Storefronts. I'm going to be with them. I can't see why I wouldn't be with them forever. It's my ground zero. It's my landing base as far as everything is concerned. And in a few more months, when I'm not so busy, wink, wink, when I'm not so busy, I will have much more time. And actually, I'm going to have, I'm redoing my studio here. I'm going to have a much better studio set up, and it'll be, much better videos and things like that. So that's kind of where I am there as far as that is concerned. So thanks for tuning in. I mean, I sort of give advice about this sort of stuff. And again, I'm much more, quote, successful as a recording artist than I am a fine artist. But there are things that you do on both ends that do kind of overlap, at least as far as the marketing and the merchandising and everything like that. So I've done really well on the recording artist side of things. I don't have hits or anything like that, but I do well with streaming and in-app usage of my music and everything like that. I mean, I've been doing that for 20 years on the side. And then and then I've done so well the last few years here. It's like, well, let's see if we can make lightning strike twice, right? But even just bootstrapping this, if I didn't have the royalties doing well for me, I would have paid for this. But don't jump into it until you're ready, and listen to all the 46 podcasts and watch the video. You can watch the videos for free too. You don't even have to join Art Storefronts. You could actually just start it yourself and just use them as the guide. And they say that they're like, you don't have to join us if you don't want to join us. But what they do as far as marketing and merchandising and getting you into the habit with regard to sending emails and having sales, and it's all the things they didn't teach you in art school. And it's the tough love. It's the tough love, because most people just say, follow your heart and the money will follow. And that's just not the case. It's just not the case. And, people may be very super talented. They may be super talented as musicians or painters or writers or sculptors or whatever. But if they can't, you know, do this, do at least this. There's so many out there that just they can't even get to this point in time where they can just build a website or maintain a mailing list or follow a schedule or keep your data for your CPA and get it to them before the end of the tax season. All that sort of stuff is super important, but it's a process. It's a process. So listen, big diversion there, but I like it. I like chatting about just not necessarily so much about the art business or the music business, but just the day in, the day out, the things you got to do, the things that you learn, and the things that you should not do. Honestly, like last night's criticize things you don't know about. Criticize things you don't know about. I get so much of that from other artists where they just talk like they know what they're. I don't know everything, but they talk like they know absolutely everything, and they haven't done anything. They're repeating whatever somebody told them in a book or the news or some website or whatever, and it's like, well, wait a second, that's not really the case. But anyway, I'm diverting there anyway. But because who wants to hear about my ulcer, right? How do you know it's even an ulcer? You haven't gone to a doctor. Well, you know what a doctor's going to do? They're going to look. They're going to look at you. They're going to look at you. They're going to get that. They're going to get that pad out, and they're going to give you the. They're going to give you the pharmaceutical grade Prilosec or whatever. And if you say, well, I read on the internet where you could just drink cabbage juice and then eat, have something called, what was it called? Zinc. I call it zinc kerosene, but it's zinc kerosene. Kerosene. Anyway, I thought the local hippie health food store would have it. And they didn't have it. They were out of it. So I had to resort to buying it from Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow. And I read the reviews and they were all just like, this got rid of my ulcer that I'd had for 20 years. This got rid of my GERD. This got rid of my. And so I was like, I'll do that. I'll just double duty it here. And then also, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I do practice intermittent fasting. I don't eat breakfast. I only eat like lunch and dinner. And sometimes I don't even eat lunch. I maybe just have a very, very tiny snack. I try to keep that window of eating very short. And also I try to practice what they call healthy keto. And I don't drink sugared drinks. And I know it's been hard to scale that back. I go around the store and I'm like, I can't have 98% of what's in here, but I do feel better. Why do you have an ulcer? A lot of stuff's been going on. That's still actually okay. That's still okay. That's the end of it, though. That's getting to the end, the froth there of the I would love to stick it in like an ice cube or whatever, but unfortunately we are in the county and I have well water and maybe I need to get a bag of ice. Well, actually, maybe I shouldn't put ice in the juicer. That might not be such a good thing, right? Yeah. Ask your wife to get prescription for natural healing. Well, I like to. There's a few people that I go to on YouTube. I Dr. Berg, Dr. Eric Berg. He's got like nearly 8 million followers, and he does sell his stuff. He's got his stuff that he sells, and but his advice has really, really helped me in the last year here. It particularly with regard, Dr. Berg. Yep. He has really, really helped. I went from 36-inch waist, kind of tight 36-inch waist. And right now I'm wearing 33 and 33-inch waist, and it's loose on me. So by the middle of the summer, I'll be down to 32. I even watch the Dr. Berg videos I don't even care about, like what to do with your stretched ankle or whatever. I hear something here going on in the house. I need to turn this room into a bunker. You know what I mean? Listen, I got to go. Something's going on here, but thank you very much. I will be back tomorrow night at some point in time with a live art sale. And then mostly it'll be just more art store talk here because that's kind of where I am right now. Thank you, EF, for showing up. Awesome. Great to see you again. And yes, he is good. He's good. He's the, there's a few people out there that hate everything, right? And just he's really and Dr. Sten Ekberg too, also from Atlanta, and he's good too. He goes, he does one video a week, and he goes on and on and on for half an hour. But he's been really good too. That's it for tonight. Have a good evening. Talk to you tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll be a little bit better. See you later.